So I just went live on YouTube for the first time. Um, because I'm indifferent. Just because I knew, given the week that I've had at the work, at my first job, that they weren't done yet. They weren't done. And so this morning I had to go to the bank because my son's payroll, his paycheck, got an extended hold. And it was unique to me because he's been depositing it generally every week without an endorsement. And there wasn't a reasoning why there was an extended hold. Generally, if it's an endorsement issue, they'll put that in the reasoning. I worked at a bank for nearly 10 years. I know how it operates, right? And so I went by the bank. They took care of it. They released the hold. And she was very pleasant. Well, my son and I both bank at the same bank, and it's a Regions. And up until this point, they've been fairly reasonable with me, given the circumstances of what I'm well aware that follows me. I mean, this is where they tell on themselves. Like I'm well aware. Like the black web, I'm there. I'm definitely on the watch list. I understand the assignment. This afternoon, I deposited my paycheck in my account. I received my receipt. The last 4 digits of it has my account number on it. Well, I generally don't check it, but I felt called to check it. And it's not showing there. It's not showing on my account. So I got on their little chatty chat. And I spoke with a person because I confirmed it's a person. His name was Dalton. Dalton needs some more training. Because Dalton was telling me to go back to the branch and redeposit the check. And I was trying to explain to Dalton that I've already deposited the check. That's why I'm having this conversation with you. And he wasn't quite grasping it. I have screenshots to show it. Dalton was not understanding it. I'm like, how am I supposed to deposit a check that I no longer have? Like that seems like a unfeasible request, Dalton. And so this is the stuff I'm talking about. When I talk about things that I've been through, you have no idea. People have no idea the amount of systematic abuse that follows me. But you can ask my employers. They've been through their own systematic abuse, particularly the ones that are just giving me a fighting chance, and I appreciate it for them. And I respect them tremendously because I know they're getting the heat. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like this kind of madness. Like I work very, very hard for my money. Very, very hard for my money. And this is why I tell you, you have to be very, very careful with this system, right? So noted. Now I know how to move forward accordingly, and I freaking will. So I will start depositing you cash till we don't run into this issue again. However, when it comes to, it gives me a perspective now of understanding why they have so many people in ball and chains when it comes to everything surrounded by me, because I understand it gives people, I mean, to have your livelihood stripped of you this quickly, to work so hard for your money for the last 2 weeks, and then technically, possibly, maybe deposit it into your right account based off the receipt they provided you. However you get on their little talkie talk, and they tell you they're a person and say, well, I don't see it here. I don't see it here. So you need to go to redeposit the check. It's like, no, actually, I already deposited the check. That's why I'm having a conversation with you. For them to have the ability to do that and just rip you of your wages such as that, I get the other side of it, of understanding why there's so many people right now probably in a position where they want to speak out, but they can't. Because at the end of the day, why? Well, we all have bills we have to meet. We have mortgages we have to pay. We have utilities that we have to pay. And we have to put food on the tables for our babies. And so I get that. And so it's really eye-opening, quite frankly. And it really does give me a different perspective on a lot of different things, truth be told. And I'm talking through this with you freely because this is how my mind operates when it comes to learning these lessons and these wake-up calls and these situations that arise on the daily basis because a lot of people have a lot of questions with me. And so hopefully this provides you some answers. And so I get it. I really do get it because we do work hard for our money. Every single one of us individually. Some do really weird things for their money. Just ask my previous employer who created, well, I shouldn't say created, but definitely a part of this. The Bens, the Jeannies, the Tiffany's, the Kens, the Donnas, the Heathers. The list is endless, right? And so, yeah, I understand. And I'm going to give you humility and humbleness in all of this, for sure, because I get it completely. I see that now, and I see how deep this really does go and how corruptive and deceptive it really is. And there's a lot of entanglement there, and it's unfortunate that we now live in a world where they can dangle your livelihood in front of you for you to stay quiet and make you do things you don't want to do. And I guess all I can say is carry faith and belief in knowing that it's all for a reason. And they're just showing their hands. And I'm not terribly concerned about this because I'll get it figured out. Believe me. We'll get this figured out. We'll get this sorted. And this will not, I can guarantee you that this won't happen again. I'll cash my check and then I'll deposit cash. And truth be told, I'll probably be taking a substantial amount of money that I have in the bank out. Just because I don't even want them to have it. Just for principle alone. Just for principle alone. So that's how I'll move forward. But I don't fault you for how others choose to move forward. And so I hope this video resonated. But for those that came and watched me live, I appreciate that. Because I want them to know, like, this kind of stuff, this kind of systematic abuse is not going to stop me. It's going to fuel the fire. It's going to fuel the fire, which is exactly what you're doing. So you want to keep doing these little antics and, continually taking advantage of the power and control that you may have in the system. Fine, so be it. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I've been built for this. And every day that you keep doing this madness, you're just going to keep giving me wisdom and lessons that I need to learn because God's using you too. Maybe one day you'll wake up to it. I pray for that. But I love you guys. I hope you have a good evening and I hope this video resonated. But yeah, golly, such a perspective change for me, truthfully. And I think maybe God's using it for that reason. And I see it. I really do, actually. So, gonna have to process it. Definitely. Super deep when it gets to this. Between me and my son's account, same day, same bank. Those are patterns you can't ignore. You know what I mean? There's certain patterns that you can ignore, and there's certain patterns that you can't. And so, this is one that I cannot. So, I love you guys. Have a good night.